Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Freak Show. I'm your host, Cinder Soleil. I'm running on a little bit of a time limit, you could say, today. But, I still want to talk about this. So, all the talk about Epstein, very much warranted. I do not want that subject dying out for a minute here, even if it's a voice as small as mine. I want to keep talking about it, but I also want to address some of the other things that are happening. One of the major things that I covered before Epstein was, of course, this was ICE, the subject of deportations and the protests. We're going to get into that, because this problem is still ongoing. We've seen some progress here, we've seen some backtracking, some backwards progress there, but things are happening, and there's that emerging pattern that we discussed on the last video about this regarding schools. Oh yeah, that's still going on for sure. A Chicago teacher was forced to resign for writing Go Ice, but this lady is still allowed to teach. Make it make sense. And as you can see, we have a friendly looking coach here. Teacher speaks after losing job over 2-word Facebook post supporting ICE. So this wasn't even in school or anything. He has, like a lot of people who aren't psychopathic Karens, like most teachers seem to be nowadays. This guy had the sense to keep his politics out of the classroom and just posted that on social media. But apparently somebody reported him and he lost his job for the horrific words of Go ICE. This lady led a student fucking protest and was mocking Charlie Kirk. This fat cunt still teaches. This guy lost his job. Make it make sense. And it's getting worse. That trend of school protests, getting students to protest, which is literal. You know how the leftists turn everything the right does into like the Nazis did that too? They're step by step really falling in line with the Marxist playbook, which I would argue, yeah, literally turning children, indoctrinating them and turning them into little brown coats for their retard organizations. Marxist organizations invading schools through teachers. Yes, a lot of these, it turns out, are being organized by, like, things like the DSL, Democratic Socialists of America, right? They're being organized by local, self-identified Marxist, even communist entities. And they have access to children, apparently, through woke teachers and woke principals and whatever. Boswell High School had a mass walkout in protest of ICE. It was led by a few teachers, but mostly by the FRSO. The man with the megaphone, picture on the right, led children and teachers off school grounds and through neighborhoods chanting, "No ICE, fuck ICE." He's an FRSO leader in Dallas, Texas. Guys, Marxist freaks are going into your children's schools. They are leading the children off the school grounds, taking them through random neighborhoods chanting F ICE, no ICE, through the streets, encouraging them to get rowdy. We'll see that in a second here. Homeschool your kids, guys. Oh my god. Found the video footage from ICE protest at my daughter's high school. I'm finding that fat bitch in the brown pants. You do that, lady. Yeah.
Front waters and snacks. But this is your show. This is about you. So you tell us what to do. You're the bosses here, okay? Yes, ma'am! So where do you want us?
You know so many of these kids are just doing this to get out of class. At the same time, oh my god, gassing up these kids. How much you want to bet that if one of those kids, if they were the boss and they said, I want to have a pro-ICE protest, they would be admonished to hell and back. There's a reason that, not just in colleges, but in high schools and middle schools, whenever kids start becoming interested in politics, there's a reason that conservative students don't feel safe expressing their ideology. We have seen video after video after video after video of kids expressing, I feel like I will get graded differently. Kids that do get graded differently because their teachers are woke assholes. They wear a MAGA hat into class or have a Trump sticker on their binder and they get kicked out. The teacher starts rambling on some dumb cunt ideology, trying to bring politics into the classroom, and then a student has the audacity to counter it with their beliefs, and they get kicked out. Even in my day, right? If you talked Christianity or Judaism in class, you would get admonished. You would get sent out of the classroom. You would get told that's a big no-no. but the teacher could teach you all the tenets of Islam, how to pray, and even consider a field trip to a mosque. And that was fine. It is so fucking two-faced, and this has been going on for years. And this is why I say, get your kids out of public school. Public schools are failing anyway. The public school model sucks. Most of these high schools are not successful. The literacy rates, I think the highest one I've seen is like 42%. That is the highest literacy rate I have seen. Math is not far off. Usually it's lower. Most of these are like 20. The average is like 20%. Some of them have been as low as 0. There's one in California. Literally 0. But they know how to march in the streets and protest because of their retard teachers. Places surging in New Jersey, detaining multiple illegals in Union City near a church. Could have self-deported. True. They took 2nd graders to protest ICE. Of course it's fucking California. I don't know how old 2nd graders are, but I'm pretty sure it's single digits. I'm pretty sure it's pretty fucking young. I'm pretty sure these kids have no idea what the fuck they're doing. I'm pretty sure most of them are marching and imagining that they're a freaking unicorn prancing down the street or something. They have no idea what the fuck is going on. They just get a chance to go outside on a school day. Oh boy. It's so fucking stupid and so ingenuine. You know, this is the work of the teacher. It is like the vegan cat. It is like the trans 3-year-old. You know who's making the decision, and it is not the child. Children for Maoist revolution is growing. The Party for Socialism and Liberation. Pretty sure those two ideologies are in deep conflict with each other. Socialism requires more government control, not less, you retards. In Oakland, oh god. Guys, if there's one place worse than San Francisco, it's Oakland, trust me. Organized a middle school walkout in protest of ICE. Middle school. Degenerate Marxists fed minors violent scripts to read to cheering adults.
That we steal their jobs, but the only rapists and criminals I see are the ones in office. Why are the perpetrators defended but not us? Is it because of the color of our skin? Because of how we look? They call us illegals as if that defines who we are. Trump, you are nuts. We will not stop at ICE. We will come after this whole system of fascism, injustice, and discrimination. We will fight for us.
Yeah, I'm sure a middle schooler came up with this on their own.
Murderers are held accountable, and ICE everywhere and in Minnesota. Leave our neighbors alone.
Yeah. Again, vegan cat. We know who's making the decision. I remember I was in 7th grade. That was when I started attending middle school. And it was the first assignment I ever had late into the English class that we had our first debate. And we were debating like who was a better influence, and it was like we had to pick between like Mother Teresa, Malala, all them, right? Just general. It was not even political. It's just like, let's debate who had a better impact on society. And it was a bunch of, generally speaking, apolitical, whatever, right? That was the most political that my school year got. And that was the best I could understand, right? Like, that is the furthest extent of my political knowledge in the 7th grade. And that's the furthest you should understand it. If you're in 7th grade, and you're talking about taking down a fascist administration and talking about fucking, I hate the 3-letter agencies, especially after the Epstein situation. I hate them. At the same time, if there's one thing that they do right, it's getting illegals out of our fucking country. Yeah, look at all these fucking freaks. Look at this parent making fuck ICE signs with your children so they can ditch school and protest. These people, guys, white leftist women will be the downfall of our society. Genuinely. And I say that as a white, non-right-wing woman. They will genuinely be the downfall of this society. I should have included that in my Epstein video. FBI obtained Jeffrey Epstein's client list in 2009, but imprisoned the whistleblower. Oh my god. I hate the government. And just as well, I hate these people. While our politicians protect the pedophiles in their ranks, these retards are protecting the pedophiles in our ranks. Oh my god. And I love how that's their defense when they're confronting ICE for removing child predators in their community. Why aren't you arresting Trump? Bitch, you're more worried about fucking Trump than the guy who lives upstairs from you, That's a predator? You are so fucking dumb. These people are retards. Even the people. Look, you think the people here that love America? No, they fucking hate America. America has better opportunities. We're gonna take it. Mexico is the best country in the world.
What is the what?
What is the best country in the world?
Mexico, definitely for sure Mexico.
Mexico?
Mexico.
So why do you think these people don't want to go back?
I think it's because we sacrifice a lot to be here, and we all want people to come in the right way as well, but things are better over here in America, and they're gonna try their best to be here.
Well, you just said Mexico is the best country in the world.
It is, but I think that I'm sorry, I got nervous.
Retarded fat bitch. Go home. I don't even care if you're here illegally. Go home. I don't want you here. Nobody wants you here. Nobody wants you here but your weird, disgusting girlfriend over there. You know who else they're protecting? It's not just dumb, fat Mexican Karens like this that they're protecting. They're also protecting people like this. Chapel Hill, North Carolina police have confirmed that the two men who broke into a North Carolina man's home, tied him up, beat him, and then SA'd him at knife point are illegal immigrants. There will be no protest for the victim. You won't find the story in mainstream news. True, a man was tortured in his own home, tied up, beaten, and SA'd by illegal immigrants, and not one single leftist gives a damn. And what do you want to bet that this guy is in the system as white because people are doing that too to obfuscate the statistics? In the same way that California has loopholes where you can't question somebody's legality, even if they are being arrested, and they won't even, they'll barely keep track of that shit, right? There are Mexican people who are listed as white, not Hispanic. Major cities, there are thousands. People have made compilations of thousands of individual cases where this has happened, where somebody gets booked as the wrong race, as the wrong legal status, as the wrong gender because of the trannies, and it's completely hooking the books, right? Remember we talked about how right-wing violence statistics, are usually bullshit, because one of the biggest ones, first of all, was ran by somebody who self-admitted that he was pro-Antifa, that he was with Antifa, which is a left-wing domestic terror organization. The same way that happens all the time, this happens all the time too. They cook the books. They cook the books on political violence by not recording motives, by reducing sentences, by letting criminals go, by running cover for their own violent retards. They also cook the books for political purposes when it comes to race. Woke judges will reduce sentences, will let people go because they're black or Hispanic. And another shady way that they do this is they literally list them intentionally or accidentally. You can give them some grace if you want to. They will give cover for them for these people by listing them incorrectly, listing their demographic things incorrectly. I'm rambling too much, I need to move on. But you get the idea, right? Someone tries to confront you with, look at the numbers, guys, right? Legal citizens commit more crimes than illegal citizens. A, per capita. B, we wouldn't fucking know because these people aren't recording it the right way. All the hotspots of illegal immigrants and their crime are the ones that are saying you can't question somebody's legal status, it's illegal to do that. And they're not going to hand that intelligence, admittedly, to the Justice Department, to the FBI, to the DOJ, to DHS. They're not going to hand that intelligence over. And they've been doing that for years, not just recently. So we wouldn't fucking know the real numbers anyway. But if you look at these individual cases, it sure is a lot. And if you look at the amount of times that criminals have been misidentified as the wrong race, legal status, or gender, it sure is enough to shift statistics. You could say it's only by a hairline margin. But if that's such a pattern, if this is such a pattern within a single focus group, and that pattern exists throughout the whole shabaddle, who knows? Who knows anymore? That's my point. This guy, Anthony Rodriguez Gregorio, SA'd a toddler, given 25 years by a jury. The state of Maryland to F Trump. They set him free in 9 months, and he SA'd a toddler. Tom Homan had his file, and they were tipped off on his release by good men in the system. He is now being deported. As one thing Trump's administration is doing good right now, is finding these fucks. And you can say, they're going after the people who don't have a criminal record. They're not getting the worst of the worst. I don't care, they're still illegal. But they are still getting the worst of the worst while they're at it, you know. and they would get the worst of the worst more. If retards weren't doing shit like this, too. Let's go to another one. Probably a refugee or something. Has some, technically on the books, probably a legal citizen or whatever. But shouldn't be, really shouldn't be, and deserves to be deported immediately. Abdirahim Ahmed Hassan, a Somali Minnesotan man, charged with violent SA at a St. Paul motel, even though he already had over 30 felony convictions. The court let him plead guilty to a much lighter charge. Instead of sending him to prison, they gave him probation. How the fuck do you get probation for SAing a woman after 30 felony convictions? He was supposed to be supervised, but Hassan failed drug tests for meth and fentanyl, skipped his treatment, and even threatened people. Still, the system didn't lock him up. He stayed free, and is now back in court for allegedly attacking the same exact woman again, this time at knife point. The whole mess shows exactly how dangerous it is when soft liberal judges suffer from suicidal empathy and give constant breaks to violent repeat offenders. Yes! Oh my god. I am officially extra glad that Trump ended that Somali protections with the refugee status, because deport this man immediately. I don't care if he's technically on the books a legal citizen. I want him out of the country. Or if nothing else, put him in federal prison or something. They're saying Somali Minnesotan, so I am assuming that means he's a dual citizen of some sort, rather. But this guy should not be on the fucking streets. These judges would rather cover for these people than to help the victims of them. It's so fucking disgusting. Another one. This one, I believe, was like just yesterday or today. An undocumented illegal, Oscar Lopez, fleeing ICE at a high rate of speed, slammed into a teacher's car, killing her instantly. He was under a final removal order in 2024 under Biden. Say her name, guys. Say her name. Remember, we weren't allowed to say that for Renee Good because she was white. Here's a black woman who was murdered by an illegal. BLM, where are you? Al Sharpton, where are you? Anybody? No? Just, okay. Moving on, I guess. Not a single Democrat holding up a sign, marching in the streets, rioting, or showing outrage for 19-year-old Madison White Carroll, who was killed by an illegal alien from Mexico after he beat her and then shot her 10 times. Madison's mother blames California's sanctuary policies for her daughter's murder. If this guy had been deported sooner, if this guy had been restricted from coming into the country in the first place, this lovely young lady could have been spared. But apparently it's racist toward Hispanics to protect his native Hispanic women from foreigners. We have another one. Judge declares mistrial in Tren de Aragua capital murder case after liberal-packed Dallas jury remains deadlocked. These illegal aliens of a designated foreign terrorist organization kidnapped a man and his children, and then executed the man in front of them. I'm not going to play the video, I probably can't. What the literal fuck? In Dallas, of all places. I get Dallas is like pretty much the bluest pocket of Texas. At the same time. Holy shit. There needs to be less protections for fucking judges. They are genuinely a menace. We're always focused on making sure the police, on ICE agents, do their job right, and granted, sure, I'm all about that. I like the fact that people are pushing for every officer to have a body cam. I think that's good for both the officer and the people. We need to hold judges to that same standard. Alright? There needs to be punishments. If a judge lets a dangerous criminal walk, and that dangerous criminal, oh my god, does dangerous criminal things and somebody suffers for it, there needs to be punishments. Not just for the criminal, there needs to be punishments for the judge at that point. Cause holy fuck. This is ridiculous. This is getting ridiculous. Letting a man walk after 30 conviction, after 30 felony convictions, after SAing a woman, and then he attacks the same woman. Oh my god, shocker. Who could have predicted that? Oh my god, you fucking retards. There needs to be punishments for these judges. Genuinely, there needs to be punishments. That is one thing Trump can do right now. If Trump wants any sort of redemption after that whole Epstein Files bullshit, it would be to give punishments to judges like this. Remember my list of the biggest menaces to the country right now in this subject? The actual migrants themselves are number 3, because half the time, number 3 wouldn't be able to do their shit if it weren't for 2, the liberal, white, god-awful Karens that elect number 1, the judges that run cover for them. Stop listening to Karens. And for the Karens that actually get in the way and actually are a menace like Renee Good, lock them up. And for the judges that let dangerous criminal walk, arrest them, fine them, fire them, do something. That's the point I've reached at this point. I feel like I'm always saying that. It's not just like, arrest them, investigate them, let them hang even. It's do something. Just do something. My God. It is... You want to think that, like, oh, you're poking the bear with our justice system. No, you're not. You're poking a geriatric sheep that is going to sit there and bleed at you pathetically, and then do nothing to actually bring justice. Just crawl back into its hole to die another day. It's so pathetic, so pathetic. And if you think this is a solely American issue, bear in mind, I just said in the Epstein video, for as much as I want to complain about America, there are a lot of countries that have it even worse than us. This is just today. Bear in mind, there have been worse in the past few weeks. I could make probably I made 3 posts about different... In 1 week, I made 3 consecutive posts about god-awful incidents in France, including one third worlder throwing a bomb into a hair salon, wounding children and women in there. Yeah, things like that. Happens every day across Europe, many times. Government runs cover for it all the time. Government will arrest you for talking about it because it's a hate crime. They give even shorter sentences, if any sentences, to the people that are actually doing these crimes, including quote-unquote schoolboys who ganged a teacher and used her as a slave before torching her home. This was in Austria. Sorry, I probably led you on thinking it's France. This is Austria, not France. France is probably worse, but still. Deport immediately. So many European countries genuinely have not just, worse in terms of, immigration policy and the roadblocks to deporting them, and obviously, the censorship, the hate crime laws that are absolute bullshit. They genuinely have, worse illegal immigrants themselves. We get some terrible people coming from South America and stuff. We get some terrible people coming from, refugee programs and stuff. These guys get, the worst of the worst. Fundamentally incompatible quote-unquote values. I don't even know if what they have I can call values when your values are keeping sex slaves and marrying 9-year-olds and considering white girls to be fuck meat because you're the chosen people or something, right? Genuinely disgusting. More of them. ICE has just made another round of arrests involving predators. Here's just some of their latest captures. Jorge Sylvester Martinez, a criminal illegal alien from Mexico, convicted of possession of child P images in Harris County, Texas. Efren Guzman Lopez, a criminal illegal alien from Guatemala, convicted for indecency with child S contact and grooming in Bastrop County. Javier Milan Salgado, a criminal illegal alien from Mexico on the S offender registry, convicted for lewd or lascivious acts with child under 14. Francisco Javier Chavez, a criminal illegal alien from Mexico, convicted for sex with a minor in San Bernardino, California. Before you pop the black pill as in every other case here, at least these guys are actually arrested by ICE. So many of the guys I just listed, they've just been detained by local judges that are going to let them go if they haven't let them go already. These guys have actually been caught and are facing deportation, and hopefully we can get more. And another bit of good news to brighten your day. Again, we're pretty much taking the word of DHS, DOJ, whatever. We're just taking their word for it, so you can decide if you believe this or not, but I'd say this is really good. Tom Homan's been pretty solid so far. Especially compared to the rest of the Trump administration, so I'm more inclined to believe him than someone like Pam Bondi. Does anyone on the left care that Tom Homan has found 3,364 missing children? Biden lost track of 300,000 minors, unaccompanied, trafficked, missing. We're actually finding them. I think that's really good. Of course, there are going to be retards on here that are like, well, where are they now? Are they going into prison? They're being zip-tied? There's a whole story about, zip-tied children. Human traffickers traffic children, too. There's no way to tell. There's no way to tell if those children are actually theirs. Remember, they're undocumented. We don't have the intelligence to figure out, are you this person's parent? You have trafficking charges. We don't know if you're this person's parent. We need to check that. So that's what I hate about the family separation argument. When we confirm you're their parent, you'll be reunited, no problem. You can argue, the legal parent stays in America and then the illegal gets deported, sometimes with the child, sometimes they leave the child in America. either way. Technically, that's the only family separation going on, in which case, like, you can come in the legal way still. I think your spouse can even like help out with that. It gives you a shortcut or something. What is the response to this? Tom Homan, I have not lived with my wife since late March because of the death threats against me. Now there are reporters out there trying to find the location of my family, trying to identify who my sons are. This has gone beyond the pale. As this people like Krasenstein try to dox people, it is genuinely sad. I get if you're like, ICE is going to... I get people who are like, it seems like ICE is going too hard. Right, I get that. If your solution is to hunt down this guy's family, try to figure out his sons to presumably kill them, you're fucking psychotic. Oh my god. For as much as I hate the people in the Epstein files, the ones that are genuinely seen guilty, I wouldn't go as far as to like hunt down their family. Guilt by bloodline is something we should leave in the prehistoric times, thank you very much. That is disgusting, and it's something that's a very common trend with the leftists. That is very disturbing. I remember when J.K. Rowling first started going off against the trans ideology bullshit, one of the first things that crazy tranny people would do in California would be like try to dox her and then expose like who her children were, and I'm like, you are fucking disgusting, you freaks. I have two more. I basically have two more stories that are gonna make you crack a smile, that are gonna make you laugh, but first, I want to talk about this. This post I genuinely wanted to talk about on stream. I have another one that I really want to get to, but I'm sorry I'm running late on time. I really have to hurry through this. Trump administration after 1 year. No mass deportations, more H-1B1 visas. Pulling back ICE from cities due to backlash. No Epstein file investigations or arrests. Mr. No New Wars starting more wars in multiple countries. Still supporting Ukraine. More money and weapons to Israel. Ceasefire broken in Gaza in 24 hours. Hasn't said shit to Netanyahu about it since. Certified pedophile. That one's on the nose. I reposted this. Follow me on X, by the way. And we came up with more. Me and this based motherfucker. Token Goy, promoting his wife's dog shit movie, covering up pedophiles at 3.5 million pages out. Regardless of what you think about these three, that's undeniable. Also, I wanted to add to the list. Failed to make any Doge cuts permanent. One of the bills that Massey had the audacity to protest was a bill that Trump said would make Doge cuts permanent, that Massey agreed to, that Mike Johnson edited to redact half the Doge cuts. Which, by the way, most of the Doge cuts have been reversed at this point. Massey goes, no, that's not what we want. And then Trump, Massey's the problem. You can't make it up. Failing to abolish the Department of Education, we just covered that. Despite trying to abolish it, somehow it gained even more funding, including specific programs that Trump tried to cut. Spending $4 trillion on a single bill, but no big spending. That was OBBA, One Big Beautiful Bill. Includes great deals for small businesses that I have heard a lot of people benefit from. At the same time, $4 fucking trillion that we're footing the bill for. Most of it just to offset the tariff policies, which, by the way, if there's supposed to be a upside to tariffs that we're supposed to see, like just in our daily lives, I have yet to see it. Food's still outrageously expensive. Cost of living is still outrageously expensive. I've seen gas prices go down, I'll give you that much. Yay, big oil's doing good, guys. This one really pissed me off, because I really like the RFK Jr. shit. Restoring $500 million to mRNA development after RFK Jr. had it pulled. High risk, low benefit injections. Which makes me wonder how that's going behind the scenes. RFK Jr. hates the COVID vaccine. It's a massive failure. And he's right. It's genuinely a dangerous, unsuccessful, ineffective quote-unquote vaccine. It's not even a real vaccine. mRNA is not the same as a vaccine. And Trump still praises that all the time. He still has that on his record, still touts that around. So it's not just like RFK Jr. and Trump disagreeing on like a totally unrelated topic to his job. That's like a major thing. RFK Jr. hates our mRNA technology. One of the main creators of mRNA technology says it's dangerous and shouldn't be used. And Trump is full throttle going after it. Oh my god. Sorry. That's a little side quest though. Looping it back to ICE. We have seen sort of mass deportations. We have definitely seen a lot of people deported for, especially like the numbers after just 1 year. It's a lot. But at the same time, At the same time, a lot of it, like the million numbers that we're seeing, most of that is self-deportation, which is still good. We've created an environment where people are encouraged to self-deport and come in the legal way. And I imagine those are the people who have integrity, who want to get their shit figured out. I like that. And we have created more resources for illegal immigrants to do that. If these are the people who are they're just farmers, they're just family people, if you want to self-deport, come back in the legal way, figure it out. Is that everybody? No, but still. As far as mass deportation goes, it's funny because one of the main arguments that I see used against leftists that I actually don't really like on the subject of mass deportations is right-wingers will talk about like how Obama and Biden and Clinton or something, they deported more people than Trump ever did. And I'm like, okay. You're calling them out on their hypocrisy. I see that. That's really good. At the same time, you're also outing that Trump has not deported as much people as fucking Biden did. I think that's a problem. Now, Biden wasn't helping. Biden let in more people than anybody. I can't even say Biden put out the fire. Biden pissed on the wildfire that he started. As far as like mass deportation of Trump, the man for mass deportations, the man for border security has not deported as much as Biden in 1 year. Now, in fairness, a lot of the problem, this is why I always say Republicans may suck, but Democrats are still no better, if not worse. Most of the problem, half the problem, I should say, is fucking leftist cities and states refusing to help. Leftist cities and states that will get illegal migrants with 20 felony convictions on their record and violent assault, if not murder, and they'll let them walk because fuck Trump. And then self-admittedly don't cooperate with DHS, refuse to hand over the intelligence. We have the mayor of Seattle. Seattle is a sanctuary city. A lot of illegal immigrants live there. A lot of really bad ones. We have the mayor of Seattle, while this is going on, who said she is banning federal agents from her city and saying she will turn local police against them and hand over intelligence on them to quote-unquote community leaders, aka fucking Antifa, who she's pretty much aligned with considering this bitch is a professional protester, has been for years, never had a real fucking job, shocker. Another champagne socialist with no real job. I know. Shocker, guys. Like, for everything you want to say about Trump, the left is just as much a problem, if not more. I'll stop pussyfooting around and just say it. I fucking hate Trump, alright? I don't like Trump. If you're a Trump guy, I don't inherently have a problem with you. Welcome to my channel. You're welcome to stay. Just letting you know, I don't like Trump. That's my perspective. But you know what, we can be brothers in arms in the sense that Democrats are worse. And I fucking hate Democrats. And there are exceptions to the rule on both sides, right? We live in a two-party state. Some of the good guys have no choice but to pick a side if they want to exist in this sphere anymore. Unfortunately, majority speaking, either side right now, I hate them. I know that was a bit of a black pill. But I want to leave you on two more stories to make you laugh. First of all, this hilarious encounter. We have found the white Karen kryptonite, guys. Sassy gay ICE agents.
This isn't a good look for you.
You think I care about my look?
No, oh no, trust me.
When you guys
It is evident by how you look, you don't care. We get that, trust me. No, that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying this, trying to be a social warrior. If you actually cared, you probably would care about the child who got raped and also the person who got murdered by the person that we were looking for. But see, you don't care.
No, I don't care because you guys
Thank
try.
you.
Just try to detain legal immigrants.
How would you fucking know? How do you fucking know? You have tabs on all the legal immigrants and you take their word for it, right? Some guy tells you, oh yeah, I'm legal citizen, and you believe him? I don't know what that accent was, I'm so sorry. Pretty sure that's something that's pretty easy to lie about, that most people are gonna lie about, actually. Because who's fucking retarded enough to let you know? Some of them are. And I can't even call them fully retarded because most of these cities aren't going to do jack shit if you are illegal. So, oh well. But you just self-admitted it. Child that got raped, and we care more for the victim either way. And she just says, no, I don't. I care more for this legal immigrant because he says he's a legal immigrant. If you even know him, you dumb bitch. Oh my god. These people. These Karens. Karens are not human, I've decided. Karens are a different subhuman species. Karens are not humans. I refuse to accept this. They're a bunch of albino monkeys that will get together and fling shit at the first person they see. Normally just because they're a man, but it could also just be a woman who has the audacity to have an opinion that is not theirs, just like the mean girls in your school. Karens are subhuman people, and I am so happy to see this based ICE agent just calling them out. So tasty, delectable, love it. I love it. And I have one more good one for you. Billie Eilish reported me to ICE and got me deported because I joked about flying to the US and moving into her mansion. She literally said no one is illegal on stolen land but called ICE on me. I somehow managed to get Billie Eilish and American liberals to endorse border control and deportation. The pain was worth it for the meme.
Billie Eilish reported me to ICE and got me deported from the US.
No one is illegal on stolen land.
Honestly, I can't even be really mad because it's kind of funny. But basically, I was joking online that I was going to fly to America and move into her mansion, packing my bags right away. No human being is illegal. It's obviously a joke. It's obviously a meme. And I get stopped by DHS and held for like 30 hours. Literally 30 hours. They're asking me, how do you know Billie Eilish? Do you intend to trespass? No, of course not, man. It's a joke. It was like a meme that I came up with on Instagram. And I get held for 30 hours and deported. I get basically escorted onto a plane by armed guards, sent back to Australia. And I think it's actually amazing performance art. As a joke, I managed to get Billie Eilish, Hollywood celebrities, left-wingers, liberals.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. She's quite dead silent about that native tribe that wants their land back and is willing to take it any time. Yeah, this is why nobody listens to Hollywood celebrities anymore. Anyway, hopefully that gave you a bit of a laugh. The world is tragic right now, but there are still little glimmers of hope here and there. If not hope for, arresting pedophiles, putting child eaters to death, protecting our children from mass indoctrination by retards. At least laugh at these little memes here and there. It's the little things that count sometimes, guys. It's the little things that count. But anyway, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Leave a comment with your thoughts. Just please be respectful to each other. Alright? I don't care if you want to troll me. Just don't troll each other. Keep it civil. And that's about it. My friends, my spectators, thank you for watching, and farewell.